Hey everybody, welcome back to Elevator Pitch. My name is Joe Ennis, and today I am speaking with Daisy Sayre Garcia. Daisy is the CEO of Imagine CRM, and what they do is they are Salesforce professionals. So Salesforce is a website that helps you with a lot of different things, but it mainly helps you manage your data and analytics that you get from both your client base as well as your website, as well as people who have bought products from you, whatever it is. And Daisy and her team help businesses both set up their Salesforce accounts as well as utilize them to the best of their ability so that you can take full advantage of the data that you are getting from clients or people who are going to your website or subscribing to your newsletter, whatever it is. Daisy gives some amazing advice on who Salesforce really is for and how you can utilize it to the best of your ability, as well as some of the things that you might be missing out on if you aren't taking full advantage of the data that your company has. That could mean, tons of money being lost because you didn't necessarily know how to use the data that you had to both grow your company as well as grow your sales or grow your client base. So I really enjoyed the episode. Daisy has a lot of great things to say. Remember, if you enjoyed the episode, please subscribe or leave a review. It really helps us. It helps the podcast continue to grow. It helps us to create great content for you guys and to keep doing this. So thanks again for listening. Enjoy the episode. Hey everybody, welcome back to Elevator Pitch. My name is Joe Ennis, and today I am speaking with Daisy Sayre Garcia. Daisy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So Daisy, tell us a little bit about what you do.
I'm a Salesforce implementation partner, and we do implementations on the Salesforce platform for nonprofits and philanthropy organizations. So essentially, we help organizations build their software solutions from beginning to end to manage their day-to-day operations on the Salesforce platform.
Cool. Awesome. Daisy, can you tell us a little bit about what Salesforce is? Like for people that are listening that, don't actually know what the software is. Can you just give like a quick overview of what Salesforce is?
Sure. Salesforce is a CRM. So that's a customer relationship management solution. And what it is, I feel like it's more than a CRM in my mind because essentially it was originally designed for managing relationships for sales teams. But now it's evolved into a platform which allows you to build technology solutions, custom technology solutions for any type of department, right? Any type of operations, any type of use cases. So it's really more than a CRM in my mind. And it just allows you to get certain functionality out of a platform that's out of the box that you can just go and use. And lots of those are the traditional CRM, like managing your contacts, managing your organizations. Also, then it allows you to extend to other functional areas of your work streams. And in my case, allows nonprofits to manage their donations, to manage the different relationships between contacts and organizations, to manage events, allows philanthropy organizations to manage their outbound grants and budgets, and just different things, marketing and everything that kind of has to do with that. So it really is more, in my mind, again, than a CRM. It's a full-fledged platform that is highly customizable to meet your business operations needs.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was an affiliate manager before I did what I do now. Is that how you say it? I don't know. I was an affiliate manager before what I do now. And so we used Salesforce a lot. And I found, kind of in the same way that it's very much more than just, managing contacts. There's so many different things you could do with it and so many ways you can plug it into websites and ads and products and all this stuff to manage and make sure that you have everything, in one place and all the analytics and data that you need to, grow your business and to interact with one individual customer to a bunch. I found it to be really, really cool. So Daisy, Tell me about some of the issues that you see in your field. What are some of the things that you set out to solve with Imagine CRM? Like, what are some of the day-to-day issues that you guys are trying to tackle?
Sure. So I think our organization is a little unique in that we we're not just a type of implementation partner that just installs solutions or installs a package and then just somebody says, well, I want to do this, and then we just do it. So we really do try to work with our customers to understand their needs and make sure to address and match the right solutions for them. And so with that mindset, we try to understand their challenges, their current challenges. We try to understand their current team dynamics with regards to who's going to be using the platform, who's going to be inheriting it and managing and maintaining it, as well as what is their long-term vision for the platform, to make sure that we're providing those solutions. So I think that's something that we solve for, in that it's not just saying, okay, this is the solution, just because you want to process donations. It's really more than that. And I think with that lens and that approach comes challenges that we help them solve for rethinking how they're currently doing things, and making sure that we're being thoughtful about creating efficiencies in their current processes, being thoughtful around making sure that change management aspects are considered, so that when we deliver it to the team who's going to be using it, they're involved and they understand, and it's going to be easy for them to adopt. And so I feel like more than the technology challenges that we face, because for me, that's the easy part, it's more so the people, right, aspect of
Right.
it that we really are challenged with and that we help provide solutions for.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, like the idea of, not just giving them a software and being like, this is how you use it, but actually making sure that their team understands fully how to use it and understands how, they can work together to, kind of utilize it to the best of their ability and everything. I think that's great that you guys are worrying more about, the people than the software. That's awesome. And in kind of the same, aspect or area of question, there's different companies that work with CRMs. When we were, when I was a previous affiliate manager, we had different businesses that would approach us saying like, hey, we'll teach you how to do this. We'll teach you how to use this software, whatever. What kind of sets you guys apart from another company that maybe is, a CRM certified team? What kind of sets you guys apart? Why should people work with you?
So our core values kind of set us apart, and we really try to thread that in the everyday work that we do. So our core values are relationships. We value relationships. Most of our business comes from relationships. So it speaks to who we are as an organization, which certainly sets us apart. And so knowing that you have a trusted partner who people will continue working with and refer out is awesome, right? And that differentiates us. We don't do strong marketing.
Yeah, that's
really,
nice.
this comes from that. And because of that, we value our relationships, which means that we in making decisions and when things come up, we will put the relationship first in those things. So, in challenging decisions and working through issues, we always will put the relationship first, which helps as well. And number two is diversity. We are strongly tied to equality and bringing diversity into the ecosystem, and being mindful of bringing in new talent and supporting different backgrounds and backgrounds in not only ethnicity and backgrounds in your work experience, because we feel like that brings different perspectives to the table.
Yeah.
But we support diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. We are minority woman-owned, Latin-owned business. And so we certainly try to bring that perspective to the table with our clients, but also try to support others in coming into the ecosystem and supporting those initiatives with even Salesforce as well. Number 3 is we like to be responsive. And what that means is different aspects, right? We are responsive to our customers and what their needs are. That allows us to be flexible. So just as I said that, because we look at the people aspect and not necessarily just what the technology does, it allows us to be flexible and responsive to their needs, but also responsive to our team members and our partners, because we all have lives. We all love to do the work that we do, and we need to support each other in our lives in that. And so we try to strive to be responsive in that regard. And then lastly is just the commitment to quality. So that all threads, right? I think because of those things, we do have a commitment to doing the right thing. There's been times where, technology is always ever changing and evolving. And with that, as we're responsive to those things, we might identify that, well, what I did before for somebody else is actually not going to work here. Or, hey, I went down this path and now I've gone far down. I've learned and discovered new things that now I'm identifying that this actually isn't the right thing for you. And being able to pull back and do the right thing to address those things and say, well, we're going to pull that away and now we're going to do something new. Sometimes it's not easy to do and face, but we do it because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And if it's going to provide value for the client in the long run, then we do it. But also, just an always trying to deliver something that is going to be, scalable and to meet their needs and easy to maintain, making sure that what we deliver is going to work for the organization. And so testing and of course doing all those aspects is what we incorporate, but we feel that more than just testing and delivering what we said we were going to deliver, quality goes beyond that. Yeah.
That's awesome. That was a great answer. That was a lot of things that I very much appreciate. I really like, the part at the end too, when you kind of, you talked about, making sure that you discuss with your clients what's going to work best for them. And, make sure that, you're finding the thing that works best for your client and not necessarily just giving them whatever, might work best for you. I mean, like I'm in podcasts and, content and, topics of content is very, important in my field. And there's been many times where I've had to go to clients and just be like, hey, I think what you're talking about sucks and you should do something better because you could. And it's scary at times, but I know that, in the long run, clients appreciate, people like that because they know that they have their best interest at heart and everything like that. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Daisy, what, CRMs and things like that are not necessarily super, super well known in the business world. They're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But why should, maybe there's companies listening to this, whether they're nonprofits or other businesses that work with, large groups of buyers and things like that. Why should people care about, thinking about working with a CRM team and developing a good CRM and using a software like, Salesforce or something to better take advantage of, all of the data that they have? Why should, people care about this kind of stuff?
I mean, you mentioned to better take advantage of all the data that they have. That is the key. The data is your value, right? As an organization, your data is what brings you business, is what makes you money, is whatever you're trying to achieve. Your data is your most valuable asset. Your data is your relationships, right? And being able to engage with that data is the most valuable thing that you have. You lose that, and that's a huge loss. And so how much are you going to be willing to do? How much are you going to be willing to pay to protect that data? when you're at a small organization, then spreadsheets work, right? You're able to manage 100 records fairly easily. So yeah, I mean, the cost benefit of investing in a larger CRM might not be worth it unless you're interacting so much that it's hard to manage on a day-to-day basis, right? But we all want to scale, and as you scale, it becomes more and more challenging. You know, when your contacts go from 100 to 1,000 to 10,000, then you can't manage it, and you know you're going to outgrow the spreadsheet. And when you outgrow that, you need to make sure that your data, you know, you have data integrity, which means that your data is clean, that your data is accurate, there's no duplicates, there's consistency in how that data is stored. You need to be able to track those conversations and those relationships and engagements, because you want to be able to have a point of reference so that different team members are not contacting the same person for the same thing, and just don't have that point of reference to really continue to have that high touch that you did when you had 100 contacts. You still want to try to maintain that high touch and that level of quality in your engagement so that you can maintain more contacts. And so that requires a CRM. That's what it was built for. And when you're able to scale, right, the only way to do that is with technology solutions. And you know, you can add people, but at a certain point, people also cost money. So you're going to be paying and investing in certain way. It's just a matter of how can you invest smartly, right? And a lot of times once you start reaching those levels and growing your business, then investing in technology is more efficient, is more productive, and you're able to then scale, because you don't want to have one person have all that institutional knowledge. You have to be able to share that information amongst and cross department, amongst different team members. And so it then becomes necessary in order for you to grow and scale your business. I dealt with it with my business. For a little bit in growing, we first did spreadsheets, and then we outgrew spreadsheets, and now we have our Salesforce system. And as we're growing, it's necessary. It's necessary for the new team members that are coming in. It's necessary for our customers and clients to maintain that level of quality and all of those core values that we have. So you definitely want to consider it at some point to invest in some CRM solution.
That's awesome. That was great. Daisy, thank you so much. And again, you kind of mentioned it at the beginning. I got two questions left. You kind of mentioned it at the beginning, but who are your ideal clients? Who do you guys like to work with? If there's people listening to this that are like, dang, maybe I want to work with Imagine CRM. Who are the people that, you love to work with? Who are the people you accept to work with? Who are your ideal clients?
Yeah, so our niche is, as I mentioned earlier, is nonprofits and philanthropy organizations, or any grant-making organizations. Sometimes that involves corporations who have a foundation arm. Sometimes that involves government agencies who have, who are giving funding, or sometimes relief funding. And now we've had some relief funding with COVID. So anything like that is our niche and our area of expertise. That is where we like to stay, because we like to be experts in those functional areas to help support our customers in the best way that we can. So that's managing any of your day-to-day business processes and functional areas within those niches is what we do. But if you're an organization that this resonates, I'm happy to refer you to some other partners, or just have a conversation to provide some insights as you're navigating the world of CRM and technology, because there is a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of information out there, which is awesome, but then at the same time, you don't know where to focus. So I'm happy to have conversations with anyone if you're interested. Yeah.
That's awesome. And yeah, finally, my last question, how can people get in touch with you? You have the floor, promote away, promote whatever you want. Just let people know how they can reach out to you.
Sure. We have a website, ImagineCRM.org. That's ImagineCRM.org. We have an email, info@ImagineCRM.org. I do receive those as well as my other sales partner. And those are the best ways to reach me. I'm also on the Salesforce App Exchange. So if you did search for Imagine CRM on the Salesforce App Exchange, I will be listed there as well. And we're happy to, again, have conversations with anyone and have you reach out.
That's awesome. All right, hold on one second. I'm gonna end it. All right, ready? And listeners, if you have any questions, obviously the links are in the description of this episode. Everything Daisy Garcia is down there. You can get in touch with Imagine CRM. Daisy would love to at least talk to you. I know that. And you can see maybe, if you can learn more about if a CRM is right for your business. Daisy, thank you so much again for coming on today. Everyone get in touch with Daisy. Thank you again.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, I want to thank Daisy one more time for coming on. It was an awesome episode. Remember to check those links and get in touch with her if you have any questions or if you want to work with her. If you are watching on YouTube, click the button above my head to subscribe, or one of these episodes right here and listen to another one. If you're on Apple or Spotify, make sure to leave a review and subscribe as well. Thanks.